Hello, welcome to the whole new adventure. I didn't think this was going to happen, but it has. There's a need for my homemade, bright, colourful rainbow DID Greek charts. So they're going to be corrected, put with a border around them, making them all look nice, round the corners off, and probably print them out as a photograph. This chart itself is huge. It's about 8 foot by 8 foot in real life. It's just massive. Anywho, because the fonts are like 60. Okay, so I've shrunk it down from the old days. This file we will call 2020, and we will only work on this one file because this has been saved so many times and deleted. I'm going to put an end to that. I'm going to put an end to your deletion. The spirit of the occult that causes you to delete things. Right, the only reason for this this is the rest of it. This is it. The only reason for creating this batch of about 8 videos is to learn Milky Tracker and write a mod song. Why not? So I'm learning how to use Reason, how to write software, how to write a drum track, and then what chords are in the key of C, what scale is in the key of C. I'm learning from the ground. Basically, I've got $800 worth of software because I'm upgrading the drum sequencer. So 600 plus 69 in US dollars. Anywho, so I've had the software for 20 odd years, never touched, well, I tried to use it, and I haven't been mentally stable enough to use it, which is why now I'm mentally stable enough to use Octomod, Scream Tracker, Octomed, Scream Tracker, Pro Tracker, Milky Tracker, any trackers, and Reason. And Reason can make tracker files called blocks, and I don't know how to do that yet, but this is going to take this is a 1 year project. This is going to take a year, and I've figured out how to do it. We're going to do one song per chart. How awesome is that? So we're going to use this guy, Dr. Douglas Storfer, for about 8 episodes. Very, very short episodes, because I'm going to have to write a song in Milky Tracker and Reason for every one of these episodes. That's the goal. So, yep, we're doing small Gale Ripplinger. Of course we are. We're always doing Gale Ripplinger. I might do the book itself. After this, I might do the book itself, because it's the most stupidest thing ever. So, this guy is able to take unfact, nonsensical, garbage, rubbish, twisted, whatever the thing is I wrote in the other book in the other room. I can't get it right now. I'll just give you an example of Gale's theology. Scholars were able to fly thousands of miles on broomsticks to alter the manuscripts across hundreds of years through time. So they had Hermione's time turner, or use the TARDIS, or the DeLorean. We've got to figure out which time travel device they used. There was another one, I forgot about it. There's H.G. Wells one. I don't know. Anyway, so let's get into some Gale Ripplinger. Take it away, Dr. Douglas D. Storfer.
This is the revised version of 1901 on top, or the American Standard version, actually. Revised version.
What was that?
1901 American Standard. One on top, or the American Standard version, actually. Revised version, 1901.
So did somebody try to correct him? What Gale writes is God, is gospel. You can't alter her dates. You can't. It's not on. The American Standard Bible, the American Standard Version, is the reason why the Titanic sunk in 1901. You can't contradict Gail Ripplinger. The Titanic hit the Bermuda Triangle in 1911, travelled back to 1901, and sunk because the American Standard Bible was released. Do not contradict her.
One American Standard Version. The next one is the Revised Standard Version of 1957. The next one is the New World Translation, I think around 1973. And then you've got the Teen Study Bible, the New International Version, I think was around 1973 also. But as we look at them, I always pure words as silver tried in the furnace of...
The King James myth. I should do that in a separate episode. The words of the Lord are pure words, they are silver tried in a furnace of the earth, purified 7 times. What the mythology of the King James movement is that 7 times is the Bishop's Bible, the Matthew's Bible, and all the others, the Great Bible. Well, you've got Esau up. Coverdale, they're all here at the bottom. Martin, what's that? Bible, Martin, 1744, Douay Rheims. We've got them all. Tyndale. So those are the 7. Can't you tab anymore? The 7 purifications before the King James was the Matthew's, the Great Bible, the Bishop's Bible, Tyndale, blah blah blah. And of course you've got to add to make up this magic number. You've got to add the German Bible, which is Luther? No. What's the German Bible? Luther. It is Luther, isn't it? Where's L? No, I've got it wrong. I made a mistake. My brain's not working. Lutheran. Oh, that's all I'm getting. Shit. I don't like making mistakes. First German Bible. It should be off the top of my head. Luther's Bible. See, I didn't want to get that wrong. So, wow, cool. And there's a page of it. Oh, by the way, before we get into this, that's how beautiful it is. Wow, you can't click on the picture because it keeps closing. Look how beautiful Bibles used to be, man. Incredible. Whoa, I just closed down the whole browser. Piece of crap. What a lot of rubbish. History doesn't work. Alright.
Come from. This is one of the first of them right here.
Now, before we get into this, we've got to point out the fact that the King James only cult members are not allowed to use eSword. They're forbidden. They can't use concordances. They can't use Strong's Concordance. They can't use lexicons. I suppose even the analytical Greek New Testament. The reason why I pulled the spare room apart looking for this book, they're not allowed to read it. The greatest book ever written. What a man to go through every single Greek word. Oh my gosh. I actually wanted to do that. I tried to do that a decade before I found out this book exists. And I got it in the Christian bookstore in Hillsborough, the second-hand one, for $25. So they're not allowed to read concordances, lexicons, blah blah blah. Okay, establish that. Get on with it.
So as you look at the King James Bible in John 9:38, this is what the King James Bible says, and it says, "And he said, Lord, I believe," and he worshipped him. Now look at the American Standard Version. It says in John 9:38, "And he said, Lord, I believe," and he worshipped him.
So because it says, "and he worshipped him," in both versions, therefore Gale says that the American Standard Version sunk the Titanic. Okay, I'm with you. All right, cool.
Notice that the verse itself is the same.
But because it's the same, it sunk a ship. I don't quite understand.
We're going to be looking at the footnote, though.
Oh.
Here's the footnote at the bottom of page 114, corresponding to the worship of the Lord Jesus Christ. This is what it says. The Greek word for worship denotes an act of reverence, whether paid to a creature, as here, or to the Creator.
Correct. And so you go to John 9:38, and you hover your mouse there, and it says, blah, blah, blah. Him, her, it, one, the other, the self-same, blah, blah, blah. So then we go to my homemade chart. And there it is in all its glory. Self, same, him, her, it, he, she, it, pronoun, adjective. They're not allowed to read these things. This is forbidden material. I've created forbidden material. I've got tan. Remember when you were kids in primary school, you got to upgrade to the tan book club? That was so awesome. I'm a bookworm. I'm a nerd. So yeah, of course. So autos, tuton, tutau, tutui, oitoi, tortoise, tortone, tortoise. And why isn't the up arrow? What the hell? That's weird. It's not moving cells, it's moving the whole table. What have I done, man? Of course, this, he, she, it. That's what it means in the Greek. Because it says whether paid to a creature as here or to a creator. I don't know if it says that in the footnotes, but what does it matter? It could mean this Christ, he Christ, she Christ, or it Christ. Creator. So, it's irrelevant. But, cool. I'm glad that sunk the ship.
You see, they believe that Jesus Christ was a created being.
How do you get that from a Greek translation of autos? Self-same, him, her, it. It's still doing it. I don't know why it's doing that. Autos or toin or tau or toi or toy or tois or tone or tois. Because he's not allowed to. None of the King James only cult members are allowed to learn Greek. So they can get away with anything. They could say that the Greek word for that is Pikachu, or Mewtwo, or Charizard, or Squirtle, Squirtle, Squirtle.
There is nobody that can tell you it's just a misunderstanding in translation. There's nobody that can tell you you don't understand the thoughts of the translators because it's in their footnote.
Wow, we've caught them by the balls. Damn.
Nobody can argue with this one. So all the other modern versions come from that one. The great granddaddy's right here. And
Gail, that's a lie, Miss Ripplinger. Mrs. She was married 3 times. The Westcott and Hort was updated for the anything Britain since 1970 at least. This is the new Westcott and Hort. But it's not the Westcott and Hort anymore, it's the Bruce Metzger, Kurt Allen, Matthew Black, Carlo Martina, Tini, and Alan Wickgren. So in the King James only cult, which is the same as using flat earth material, the material is never updated. So the fact that Westcott and Hort is no longer used is totally irrelevant to the cult because they're just circular arguing that it's all based on Westcott and Hort. Even though we've had the Dead Sea Scrolls discovery since then, the papyrus and the codices and blah, blah, blah.
And you can look on page 114, I've got it highlighted. That's what the footnote says. It's very easy to prove.
Therefore, burn the American Standard Version. Okay.
All right, the Revised Standard Version. This one came out in about 1953, 1952 maybe.
Let's not gale that one. The RSV Wiki. No, you're going to type the whole word in. Revised Standard Version. Come on, Wikipedia. Be more helpful. 1952. She got the date right. I'm sorry, that's just a bit of a shock. New Testament 1946. Okay. Carry on.
Been the first one. This is what it says in the opening of it. It says, translated from the original tongues, being the version set forth AD 1611, revised 1881 to 1885, and AD 1901. Remember, this is the 1901 one that I just showed you. Compared with the most ancient authorities, the revised AD 1952. This is the Revised Standard Version. We're going to look at Jesus accepting worship in Luke 24:51.
Hello everybody, I just want to interrupt the show. I want to show off a bit. Stupidest thing I've ever not done. The Novum Instrumentum has been online for all the years that I've been making these videos, and I just didn't think about looking at it. So the Center for the Study of New Testament Manuscripts, see if I can get it right, CSNTM, has a copy. Look at that, a photocopy of every page. All bloody 481 of them. So somebody had a good job to do for a day. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you that. And so this Dick's, where are we? I bet you I've shut the thing down, haven't I? Oh God, Luke 24:51, I think. Where's the sword? Luke 24:51. From them, and was carried up into the heaven. And he's beefing on about some bullcrap about that being evil, blah 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 blah. So what I want to say to him is, look, there's the Novum Instrumentum from 1516, and Erasmus is not writing because it was printed, you dick. Okay, it was done on a printing press. So there's Luke in Greek minuscule. There's no verses. By the way, yeah, this whole thing about comparing verses. There's no verses in the manuscripts before, say, 1520, I want to say, somewhere around then. Stephanus, Scrivener, whatever. So there it is. There's probably that is verse 1. Chapter 1, verse 1. So there you go. You can learn to read that language and go find where chapter, what the hell are we looking at, 24 is. And you can compare Erasmus's compilation to, this is the Textus Receptus of Stephanus. Or you can go to the Nestle Ireland with an N. I don't know how to spell N in A26. There it is right there. So, you know, if you want to put your hat on, you can say, hey, wow, you know, it's missing. So there's the Sinaitic from, well, that's 330 AD. Was it discovered in 1918, probably? And it came to pass he blessed them, and he was separated from them. And I've forgotten what his beef is about because I lost the page, and I don't care. It's just a complete waste of time. There is no argument. There is no way out of here. Anyway, so I've added this bit in. I have darkness because I got the lights in the wrong place. I should know better about writing. Anyway, though, back to the normal episode. Sorry. Okay, so facts. The American Standard, the Revised Standard comes from the American Standard 1946, plus the Novum Testamente Graece, which is this book right here. Actually, it's a little blue one. If you want to be more accurate, it's a little mini blue version. Right, the Biblica Hebraica Stucartensia. That's there. It's the Hebrew Old Testament. Deity Scrolls, Septuagint. That's this book that the King James only cult doesn't believe exists. The satanic Septuagint. I made a mistake yesterday. I said the Jews didn't speak Greek, but they did, because that's why this Bible was translated. So I made a mistake, but I can admit my mistakes. And it used the Vulgate as well, which comes from the Latinus, Vetus Latinus, my new word. Alright, so are we going to have a look at this verse? I don't think so, not in this episode. These are all stupid, Gale, typical Gale chart stuff. Okay, so these are all of them are borrowed from Gale's charts. Okay, so we'll tick off a Gale chart, and when we finish this episode, the 3-part series from this Dr. Dude, Do Nothing Dude, we'll go one Gale chart at a time, just to publish my homemade tables. See, that's the reason that Excel was created, not for bloody numbers and dates. It's for my Greek charts. And the other reason for this is Milky Tracker. Okay, so thanks for watching. By the time this is uploaded to YouTube or wherever, it'll have a Milky Tracker soundtrack to it and a nice shiny new self-same him, her, it chart